Hello, everybody, and welcome to another We Uplift moment. This is Natalie, me, and I have with me today the beautiful and joyful Tina. Tina, it's so good to see you again. We've been going back and forth on this. Everything okay?
Yeah. Thanks, Natalie.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
funny, you're so busy interviewing everybody else that we realized we should also ask you because you do so much more than We Uplift TV. And I think a lot of people know that you are full of joy, and whenever they see you, you smile or you laugh. But there's also a few other things that people know about you. Of course, right now you've started heart centered networking. You do a lot of TAT, which I want to talk about later. But what always attracts me whenever we communicate is that you have behind you those bottles. So, of course, I got to first ask you about the bottles, and I want to let
oh,
everybody know that they are not filled with alcohol. They're water and oil or something. You'll explain it to me. But you always have them there. So, what are they all about?
yeah. Well, those are the called the Orasoma bottles, and they came into being through a lady called Vicky Wall, who always used to say, "You are the colors that you choose." And there are currently 110 bottles. They have different colors, they have different names. As you mentioned, it's oil and water based, and the interesting thing about those bottles is obviously color has frequency, energy that you can feel. These bottles, these colors are attracting people to them like bees to the honey, you know? It's just people come in here and wherever you see the bottles, it's like a magnet, you know? People are drawn to it and it's like, ooh. And of
Well, it's
course,
just like me. I mean, you have them right behind you, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but whenever I think of you, I think of bottles.
yeah, great. That means you think of colors. What a beautiful way to be remembered. That's great.
You just said something that I want to pick up on because you said currently. So does that mean there are new bottles being developed, new colors, new aurosoma frequencies, I suppose?
Yes, actually, there right now I am missing a couple because I have to go to the store to what do you call it, the distributor to pick up a few. But very recently, a new one came into being, which is a beautiful magenta on the top and a pale olive green on the bottom.
Mm.
Yeah, and that bottle is totally about allowing that divine love for all that is to flow into the hidden parts of our being where we may be holding on to any resentment,
Mhm.
and to let that be transformed by that divine love so as to awaken hope for these times and to really activate divine feminine leadership power
Wow.
connected with love.
So you know now, whenever somebody sees that, they're going to pick that just because you've explained what it stands for.
Well, the interesting thing is people always say to me, how can you choose colors if you know what they mean? Well, the interesting thing is when sitting in front of these colors, you kind of go into a meditative state a little bit. You know, just close your eyes for a moment and make connection with the bottles. And people can come in, and I do the same thing, sometimes with a question, and then I will ask, you know, which colors are speaking to me. I'll choose the bottles from there, and then as I go into the messages that they have to share, every time again, I am absolutely amazed at what's being reflected back to me. Even though I know what the colors mean and I know what the messages are, it's like, you know, something happens, and oftentimes people will say, "Gosh, I would never normally choose those colors, but it was like it was calling me. I had to pick it."
Oh, yeah, I remember you and I talking a while ago, and I think what came out is I think we did a numerology exercise because I know numerology plays into this as well. And for some reason, we ended up with gold. And I remember that I don't really resonate normally with gold, but the explanation that you gave was really amazing. So
Hmm.
I remember that. And of course, I'm picking bottles as we speak right now. I won't tell you which ones because we don't need to get that live on the air.
Oh,
But
tell me after.
tell us a little bit more about how numerology plays into this.
Well, the way that I work with it is that I often ask people their date of birth and then add up those numbers, and the full number that you end up with I take a look at which bottle is related to that. And oftentimes in numerology, you'll count down until you have a single-digit number. And then I take a look at what, say for instance, that your life path number is 41. Say, and then I will pull out bottle 41, and then I'll look and say, okay, 4 plus 1 is 5. Well, take a look at what is bottle 41 and what's bottle number 5, and then take a look to see what are the messages that are coming through those bottles, and gives you great insight into your life path, the path you've chosen to walk here, and can show you where you may be unaware of certain aspects in yourself, gifts and talents, and how you can access them to awaken their potential.
Wow. Just by a number, yeah?
Yeah, and you can take a look at your name as well. If you take a look at your name, you look at your name at birth, and then look at the consonants and the vowels. They all have different numbers related to the letters, and you'll come up with, actually, when you count them a certain way, you'll have 4 numbers, just as if you would do a color choice with 4 numbers. Okay. Gives you great insight.
Now, what you just said is, though, the name at birth. Why is it important to use the name at birth and not the name I may have today, or that somebody else may have changed a name and use that name at this point in time?
Well, I'll take a look at all. So I said initially take a look at the date of name at birth, so to get the information that you came in with. I mean, you know, you have that name, and that is what you came in with. So if you have changed your name, then it's always very interesting to see which colors are connected with your full name at birth, and which numbers are connected with your name now. And you will start to see where there may be a part of you that you have stepped away from and that's calling to be embraced. If there is no link between the colors from your original name and your present name, then we need to look to see how we can bridge that gap and to bring those energies together, as they're all aspects of you.
Wow. Now, when you do this, when a person picks the number, you give them the information on what it's all about, then in the end, the person knows, and what do they do afterwards? Is that it? They've just picked the numbers and that's all they have to do, or is there anything else they need to do after that?
Well, when connecting with people in person, or actually I've done these sessions over Skype as well, so people can choose the 4 bottles, then one of the things that actually really puts the colors to work, so to speak, is that one of the bottles that you've chosen, you can actually use that to apply on your body. So depending on which bottle it is, it will be applied in different areas of your body. And I call it like color vitamins for your system. It really nurtures, it brings those subtle energies of the colors into your physical body, connecting in with your emotional field and really allowing yourself to have those messages and have those frequencies and energies integrated, supporting you through whatever you're going through.
Wow.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, it is so, you know, it's amazing. I mean, right now, I'm going to have to be replacing a bunch of the bottles, as the pink has been literally drawn out from a lot of the bottles here by being here. And I've had that happen before when I had a practice in a gym, and the pink kind of disappeared from the bottle. It's fascinating, you know, like I've had the lower fraction of bottle or upper fraction go completely clear. You would never know there was any pink in there. So it's like that unconditional love, that compassion that is being diffused into the surroundings, so it's supporting everybody. And, you know, that happens. And the other thing, I was going to show you this bottle. Which is turquoise on the bottom and green on the top. This originally actually is supposed to be blue on the bottom. And this bottle has transformed to turquoise, so this is one of a kind. So the interesting thing with this is when it happens, if say somebody picked this bottle the other day and it hadn't occurred to me yet, I looked like, another transformation has occurred. So it's like the blue has transformed to turquoise, and these things will happen when you start working with these colors. They are a reflection of what's going on inside yourself, and it's fascinating.
Oh, that's powerful. I mean, I can just imagine watching it all of a sudden. You think you know what it is. It's this number. It's supposed to look like that. And then you pick it up. It's all different.
Yeah,
wow.
You're like, hey, what happened here?
That's pretty cool. Well, Tina, I want to thank you for making the time today. And I hope that people know how to get in touch with you because you, of course, have your Facebook site. And it's so simple to find you. I love it. Just Tina, simple and straightforward with your joy sprinkles that you share with us every day. And you also have your other webpage, of course. But I think the one on Facebook is the one that I always resonate with. So if that's okay, people can just get in touch with you via Facebook, right?
Wonderful. Thank you. And
Okay.
thank you, Natalie, for who you are and everything that you bring to all of us. I really appreciate sharing with you and connecting with you.
Well, same here. I wouldn't want to have it any other way. Well, we'll talk again soon, Tina. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natalie. Bye.